俄罗斯把核武威胁喊得震天响，美国总统拜登在一场不公开的募款活动当中，甚至用核武末日来形容现在的状况。
Vladimir Putin is not joking about using nukes. The world has not been this close to nuclear Armageddon since the Cuban Missile Crisis more than half a century ago. That is the quite startling warning from President Biden.As Putin's brutal invasion of Ukraine appears to be falling apart.
先前史丹佛的教授也曾经研判普京的下一步很可能就是核武，认为不能掉以轻心。
If Putin feels that his efforts are stalled, there's the possibility of a desperation move. It's more likely is that he could use a nuclear weapon on a Ukrainian target, use it on a city, and then demand that the Ukraine government has unconditional surrender.That's what we did in 1945 at Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
但长期观察俄罗斯政治情绪的记者却认为，核战情绪其实没有想象中那么紧绷。
He understands that in the West, this is the one card he has to play that can terrorize us all. I mean, he's doing it right now. You and I are sitting here on national television talking about could he launch a nuclear weapon. So he's not stupid. He knows that this is something that's going to engender a response. And I think, frankly, I mean, I've seen former U.S. intelligence officials criticize President Biden for that remark. And again, it was at a fundraiser, so maybe take that with a pinch of salt.
不只是为了选战拿核武加油添醋，对美国来说，核武还是对盟友的一种安全保证。是最近2个星期，北韩动作频频，对日韩来说格外需要美国的核保护伞威力。
I think already we were not expecting the Biden administration to adopt this policy of sole purpose because of the current climate, which, you know, even before the actual war was very bad with Russia, as well as concerns about China's growing arsenal and a concern that our allies who rely on us for their defense would be unnerved.
因此，美国在核武的投资上预算高得吓人，而且因为研发时间长，需要10年一个周期来计算。从2021年到2030年的核武预算高达6340亿美元，比起之前要增加1400亿，而且分别由美国2大部门来负责。
The delivery vehicles, the aircraft, the submarines, the missiles are all contracted by the Pentagon. But then the nuclear warheads are contracted through the Department of Energy, which has these facilities run by corporations on management contracts. And they have a special section, the National Nuclear Security Administration, which is the part of the Department of Energy that runs the warhead complex.
目前在美国制造包括发射核武的武器以及核子弹头等国防企业，大约有25家，每一间公司都只负责一小部分的技术。但因为目前美国核武急需要现代化，预计将创造惊人的商机。
U.S. nuclear weapons are old. They were built in the 1970s and 80s at the end of the Cold War. If you drive a car, it probably wasn't built in the 70s or the 80s. If so, it probably doesn't work that well. So you've probably bought a newer model. So same thing here. If the United States needs to continue with nuclear deterrence, then it needs to buy new nuclear weapons.
尤其包括白宫以及美国国防部都强调，目前俄罗斯方面甚至都还没有开始为核武战争做准备，也因此看在反核武团体的眼里，不断炒热的核武话题，不见得代表威胁真的近在眼前。
When you talk about the defense sector, they need wars because that's their product line, right? That's their business model is instability.
So there is like some defense contractors believe that the only way to have peace is through war. That is not the sentiment of our investor community, and that is such a deeply flawed ideology.
混杂着政治角力，还有庞大的经济利益，让普京的核武威胁陷入口水战，令全球胆战心惊的核武危机更显得扑朔迷离。但可以确定的是，国防产业有望成为最大赢家。TVBS 新闻综合报道。
请支持一个专门报道国际新闻的全新 YouTube 频道 TVBS 国际 Plus， 扩大视野，掌握趋势，请订阅并开启通知小铃铛。